Greetings, everyone. This is Today and Can You Dig It checking in. We haven't done a video in a little bit, so we just wanted to touch base with you guys. Hope you all are hanging in there and trying to keep your frequency as high as possible. There's a lot of things going on in the news, and I'm sure it's a lot of things going on with everybody's lives, with everything that is taking place with all of Trump's executive orders and Elon Musk, um, and Doge and all of those things and all of these distractions that are taking place. I got to tell you, I am really seeing that Team Humanity is winning. We're winning because all of the bait that is being thrown out at us right now, nobody's going for it. Nobody's going for it. And I just wanted to get on here and just say that we are so proud of you Black Americans that are in the states right now that are not taking the bait for this racial war that they are trying to get brewing so heavily. And I also want to tell white Americans that are living in the United States right now that I'm proud of you for not participating in what's taking place and most importantly, telling the truth. Because honestly, that's all we need. As long as everybody is just telling the truth and staying honest, we don't have to worry about the lies and the deceit that's taking place right now. Everybody is fully aware that every single day they are putting out some new stimulation to trigger dopamine and fear and all that kind of stuff. They're just trying to trigger so many things. But the problem in what they're doing is we are so inundated. It's like literally data overload that it's too much for any one person to be able to take in and be able to even register, to even make a coherent decision, and to be able to make an action towards the things that are being done and thrown at us. You've got, like I said, you've got Doge literally just taking people's jobs. Because that's all Doge has done. Um, Doge is COVID 2.0. So please keep that in mind. Understand that through all of Doge's investigations, and I'm using my bunny ears when I say that, not one person has been arrested for the so called fraud that has been found. And I want to be very clear, there is hella fraud going in within all of these departments, 100%. Santana and myself are a part of it. That's the reason why we're here in Mexico, because it's so corrupt. The government is so corrupt. All of these third party agencies and entities, they are not real. They're just there to cover up what the people that are pulling the strings are telling them to do and what they're actually getting away with. They're not even real. But just wanted to get on here and say that I am so proud of Americans right now. I mean, of course, we have our isolated few. We have the people who are want to make stupid fights about um, what is it, America first or Trump first or something like that. They're trying to even create a ridiculous divide. They're trying to create a ridiculous divide between us. And we're not going for it. We're not going for it, man. And I'm so happy. They're tearing down the black monuments and streets and all of these things, and we're not being phased by it. We're not being phased by it because although we know Black Lives Matter was completely a fraud and fake, and I can prove to you that it was a fake because they did absolutely nothing in regards to the prisoner abuse that is taking place that Santana and I have tried to give any organization that says that they are for humanity and human rights. They didn't do anything. NAACP, Black Panthers, nobody did anything. So all of these Black organizations are fake, 100%. So them tearing those things down means nothing to us. And it feels so good. It feels so good to know that, okay, you're taking down stuff that you created. Like they created all of these entities, they created all of these organizations, and they're trying to get a rise. You have Elon saying free Derek Chauvin, and nobody's going for it. And I'm just so impressed. I'm just so impressed. Let me look at the chat here and shout out my peoples that's here. So we got Alaskan, shout out to you. Carol, how you doing? Be brave, be the brave example for those less courageous. That is absolutely right. That is what we need to do. We need to piggyback off each other. We need to love each other. We need to communicate with each other, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, things are getting weird. I did want to kind of give you guys an update in regards to what's taking place further down, because you know that they do all of their testing and all of their rollouts and stuff like that. Before they do it to you guys, they have to do it on places that don't have the same type of intelligent infrastructure that America has, i.e. your 5G towers, all those type of things that we don't have further down. And I will tell you that we have been experiencing frequent blackouts. They're not lasting very long. What would you say the longest one lasted, Santana? Okay, so Santana's saying about 30 minutes was the longest that we went without lights, but it was frequent. This all happened in like one day. It happened on March 15th, to be exact. And I think the lights went out at least 8 times. Does that sound right, Santana? About 8 times. And I'm sure you all are aware of the power outages that have been taking place in Cuba, Panama. Where was the other place? It was another Cuba, Panama. Was it Venezuela? No, not Venezuela.
I'll think of it.
It'll come to me, guys. But they have been having power outages as well. But they were completely in the dark. Puerto Rico was one of them. So we're fully aware that at some point we're not going to have power. We're not going to be able to communicate. So I do have a suggestion. That try to contact and make contact with the people who are important in your life. To make sure that there is some way that you guys will be able to know that each other are okay. I am not saying that anything bad is going to happen, but when you can't communicate with people via social media, all those different things, you know, it kind of matters. And in fact, I think that it's really important for, even if you guys don't do a YouTube channel or want to put out information like that, more than likely they'll still have like a YouTube running. So try to get as many subscribers as you need, just to be able to go live, and make sure that you can use those features in the chance that, you know, you're just going off of like a hot spot or something like that. Hopefully we'll still have cell phones when they take the power down. The one thing that I can be very confident is that every time these buffoons try to do anything, it always fails. It never works out the way that they want to, because they're complete idiots. So everything's not going to be gone at one time, because they screw it up. They always screw it up. March 15th equals 3-6 equals 333. Thank you, Carol. I did not know that. 333 is www, is EEE, is MMM, Hebrew code. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense with the www, because that's the worldwide net, www. So, okay, that helps me. Yeah, that all happened on March 15th, and I found it peculiar. English is transposed Hebrew, no gender, perfect for spell casting. Oh yeah, we know that for sure. We know everything that we're saying out of our mouths is just casting spells. It's a friend of ours who goes into great detail about language and he how he explains it, and I'm going to explain it poorly because it's a lot to wrap your head around, but basically he's saying that everything that we're doing, that what I'm doing right now is sign language. And I really wish that he could be here to like explain it more, but he has a whole understanding of how all of this is sign language. Do you have like a brief like explanation as to yeah, so Santana can't do it either. So maybe one day I can try to get him on here. We tried to get him on here one time, but the connection was really bad. So maybe I can get him on here one day and he can explain more about the language. But I know that we definitely have been manipulated with the language. And that's the reason why everything is coming out now, too, because of the language. And I know that you also saw that Trump made English the official language of America as if it wasn't already the official language of America. But I know that it has something to do with casting spells, specific spells, and that's why he did that. Because he's like MAGA's like master wizard or something like that, head wizard or something like that. So everything that he's doing is casting spells. And like I said, I'm just so happy that nobody's going for it. You know what I mean? Like only the completely brainwashed people that um aren't thinking about anybody else, you know, they're the only people who are saying hoorah, hoorah, you know, to everything that's going on. Because we know that our country is simultaneously sending us stupid JFK files that no one cares about because we already know who killed JFK. While they're doing that, they're simultaneously over east killing and murdering thousands of women, men, and children and pillaging through the land so they can go ahead and build their third temple. And you know what's so crazy? Me and Santana were talking yesterday, and we came to the realization that like anybody who's supporting the third temple being built literally worships the devil because we know that the third temple is supposed to be for the Antichrist. So anybody who, and you have a lot of people who are in full support of that third temple being built, which is very, very, very strange that people are openly excited about the house for the Antichrist being built, being done. So there you have that. He removed the non-binary. Okay. I didn't. Is that an executive order? Like, what is that? How is that written out?
People by their pronouns.
Yeah.
So pronouns are done.
Yeah, the pronouns are done. Yeah, the pronouns are done. So you know, it's it was always stupid from the beginning. So it's like he's just doing a bunch of executive orders for things that were completely stupid and have done nothing. Like I said, the only thing that all of these things have done is just hurt regular people. Because like I said, no charges have been brought up for all of like these entities that have like been stealing gross amount of monies from taxpayers and they're supposed to be sending out a stimulus check or whatever because of it. Okay,
and yeah, we know
that's cool. That you know,
is worse than Trump.
Yeah, and let's see, the RFK has handlers just like Trump. Absolutely, he's worse than Trump. Yeah, he's worse than Trump.
RFK is the Azazel to Shemzaza.
Santana said RFK is the Azazel to Shemzaza. So, and this is as a third gender. What's a third gender? What's the third gender?
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, the third gender. Yeah, that was the non-binary thing. That was the
pronouns.
Yeah, all those. Yeah. Like who needed an executive order for that? Who needed to know that there's only male and female? Who really needed that? Who asked for that? You know, not me. not anybody that has any kind of common sense. Like what we care about is like all the people that are being killed over there. I just watched a joke that Bill Burr just did, and he said, it's the why are we continuing to like blow up and shoot up this place that we know has kids right there? And they're like, oh, those people use as kids as human shields. And it's like, yeah, but aren't you supposed to work around that? Like, aren't you supposed to figure out a way to not kill the innocent children? Because I'm pretty sure that the kids didn't do anything. I'm pretty sure they didn't do anything. I'm pretty sure their parents didn't do anything either. But, they just happened to live there. So, and I think that Trump even said like Palestinians in like a derogatory, like just Palestinian, not Hamas.
RFK called them human animals.
And apparently RFK called Palestinians human animals. So there you have it. So we know that all of this stuff is theater that's going on. And that's why they're just throwing everything all at us all at once. And I got to tell you, nobody's going for it, specifically Black people, because that's what they want. They want Black people to go out in the streets. They want Black people to go out there and protest and sing all of their hymn and haws. And they want you to go out there singing those Negro spirituals. We shall overcome. They want you to put on your civil rights marching shoes. They want you to do all of that. And nobody's going for it. And I'm just so happy that nobody's going for the bait. Because it's just bait. Because what have any of those marches done? Nothing. You had 1 million men go to that. It was more than 1 million people at that first Million Man March. It was more than 1 million Black men that showed up to the Million Man March. What was accomplished? What was accomplished? Nothing. I mean, Black people felt like it was a very powerful movement. And it was energetically, because to have all of that energy in one place like that, I mean, God, what was that feeding? Mm-hmm. What was that feeding? Because I remember that I was in middle school when that happened. And I remember like the few Muslim kids that were there, they were so excited because they were going to be able to go. So it was it was a huge thing. But what changed? What happened? What accomplished?
They showed that we could meet together in large numbers peacefully without any buffoonery, tomfoolery, or niggardly. So the society didn't want to acknowledge how powerful it was. But you got 1 million Black men in one place and not one fight. So the narrative that they always like to push, well, here's a pretty big one to counter the narrative that they always push. So there's something fantastic did come out of it.
And I'm not taking anything away from that, but I would just counter it and just say, well, I think that Black people, like Love I Am said, like, I think that Black people have displayed grace. We've done that for eons now. We have displayed that we have self-control, we have discernment, we have compassion, we have empathy, we have sympathy. I believe that Black Americans have displayed that for so long. I mean, because if we hadn't, like she said, that America would be flipped upside down and burned.
You look at South Africa, they reconciled and started getting revenge on the white settlers.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, hey Santos, what are you doing, man? You need to get up here. No, there was no official language for the USA. English was only customary, but never official. So let me ask you this, Santos. What do you think? Because we know that these cast and spells, we know it's nothing but wickedness coming out of this. What is the specific reasoning for doing that? Because we can see the play, right? We can see that this isn't about Mexico and America going to war, or Canada and America going to war. This is about, we're witnessing colonization too, people. I really hope that like everybody can see that this is colonization taking place right now. He wants to colonize Canada, and he's verbally said that, but he hasn't verbally said that he wants to make Mexico another state. Oh, but trust me, he does. That is the reason that he changed the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, because technically it is Gulf of America because all of this is America. All of this is all of this is America. And Trump already destabilized Venezuela back in 2016,
16.
I believe. So, and that was about the oil and all of that kind of stuff.
He's
So,
trying to get Greenland.
and he's trying to get
And the
Greenland.
population of Greenland is 77% Inuit.
And, okay, and what is 77%?
77%.
77% of Greenland's population are native, indigenous people,
And they Inuit. They specifically.
and they're Inuit.
They specifically.
So we see the play taking place. So we know that him making English the official language has nothing to do with like making it harder for immigrants to come because they have to speak this language. It because he wants to consume it all. He wants to consume it. So I'm curious to know what people's thoughts are about that. And matter of fact, guys, if anybody would like to jump on and join the stream, please share your thoughts, because I've been thinking about that a lot. Because it was kind of one of those executive orders that he did that kind of just was like, nobody really paid attention to. But for him to have to put that in black and white during this time, because like I said, they're just spewing shit at you like constantly. You're just being bombarded with different executive orders and different changing of how everybody's been living abruptly.
The police.
The police. He took the database away that protected people from being able to hire bad cops. So they had a database where all bad cops were placed, and they wouldn't be able to go and get hired anywhere else. Well, this guy, he took the database away. So these cops that have been charged with and convicted of planting drugs, planting money, stealing, murder, rape, all of these things, these police officers have been convicted of, and now they can go to another state and get a job. So you ask yourself, why would you want the worst of the worst of that creature, the police? Why would you want them to be hired? Why would you want them to be hired? What are we preparing for? I was just let me show you guys something. I want to show you guys a video really quickly. Give me 1 second so I can get this set up, because this was very mind-blowing to me.
Why are you looking? And just FYI, while Ariel was looking for that, for all those who are familiar with the 62 and the 62 pattern, I want you to understand that this year marks the death of airplanes. Airplanes will not be flown anymore for a very long time. If you've been following it, you can pull it up for yourself, and you're going to see that we've had 87 plane crashes. I think 89 now, because the numbers have changed since I looked at them last. We had 89 plane crashes in 2025, and we had 62 in the month of January. So we've marked that. And for those who remember the Zeppelin and the space, the air machines we used to all fly on, you understand that they were the common way of people traveling. Like airplanes, they were common like airplanes. And the Hindenburg explosion is what destroyed the Zeppelin's industry. Well, this 62 that just marked the airplanes in 2025, January, marks us for a year and marks that for the death of airlines. In addition to that, if you weren't aware that the plane crash that took place in Washington, D.C., where the helicopter crashed to the plane, that was also marked with the 62. There were there were 67 people in total who died. 3 were Russian nationalists, and 2 were Chinese nationalists. Subtract your 65, your 67 from your Subtract 5 from 67, and you get your 62. 62 Americans were killed on that plane crash. So all of these planes keep crashing, and it's always continues to be this number 62. So planes are, it's going to be impossible to get on a plane for a very long time.
All right, guys. So, like we said, we have uh, this video here that I'm going to show you guys. Now, this is another thing that was very peculiar to me. Now, it was posted on X the other day, and when I saw it, it was disturbing to me because I'm like, okay, this is a demonstration of the Tesla truck, which is a piece of shit, by the way. Okay, please make sure that you know that on record, I'm saying that this truck is a piece of shit. It looks terrible. It's hideous. It's not even an original model. I'll try to see if I can find you guys the original model of this, which was not Elon's, and Elon has not created one thing. Everything that Elon has, it has his name on and is attached to, is someone else's intelligence. But let's just look at this hideous truck for a second. And this is the Cyber truck, and this is to show all of the capabilities that the Tesla truck can take. So here you go. Look at the Tesla truck. Here we go.
Look at that. Literally.
It's got a flamethrower.
Oh my.
Sledgehammer resistant. Bulletproof. Plus the vase on it. Flower pot. More bullets. You see, we have a saw here. You can't saw the handle. More bullets. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Axe. Oh no, that's a crowbar. A crowbar, more bullets.
Let's see.
Saw. Okay. Bowling ball. Brick. Bat.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so impressive. So when I see this, right, I'm like, when I see this, I'm trying to figure out what the hell are we preparing for? And in fact, I made my post was where is it? Here's my post. I said, why is it important to have a sledgehammer resistant, or scarier than that, a bulletproof car for a regular citizen? What is this implying or suggesting? Are we supposed to be getting ready for Mad Max? This truck also blows up and can be an assassin that has no accountability. Okay, so why would a regular person need a car to do this? If somebody can answer me that would be fantastic. Because the Tesla truck, what was supposed to be so great about this Cyber truck, which at least 5 years ago, I was telling people that it was like probably one of the biggest Ponzi schemes, because I think he was taking like $100,000 deposits, and every year, the year that it was supposed to be delivered, just kept getting pushed back. It just kept getting pushed back. But yeah, he's collecting all of these deposits, so he made a lot of money for people who really wanted this truck. But the reason that people wanted that hideous truck was because this hideous truck was supposed to climb mountains. It was supposed to float in water. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me see if I can try to pull up one of these videos to show you that this truck has failed at everything that it was supposed to deliver. But the only qualities that they are propagating right now are bulletproof and flamethrowers and sledgehammers. Like, doesn't that sound like a person needs that car if they're living in like the most chaotic environment possible? And wouldn't you say all of these executive orders and all of these type of things that they're trying to put out here and change everyone's lives with would create the most chaotic environment? So you would need a hideous truck like that could withstand that type of abuse. But you know, it's so transparent what they're trying to do. and what they're trying to sell and what they're trying to inundate us with for what we need. Because I got to tell you, I've never needed a car to do that. The only thing I've needed a car to do was take me from point A to point B. That's it.
Music.
Some good music. You know what?
Air conditioning.
A good sound system in a car, instrumental. I got to tell you that's a big deal. You know, and if you want to get a little fancy schmancy, give me a sunroof. You know, but I've never needed a flamethrower resistant car or a sledgehammer resistant car. I've never needed that. Let's see here. Let me look through you guys' comments. Designed to keep you in just like their borders. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Tesla video is propaganda. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's complete crap. It's complete crap. And you know, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing all these people get off on it. Only douchebags too, by the way. Real people are not caring about that hideous truck. Only douchebags. But let me see if I can find that video, guys, to show. I want to show them the video of the Tesla failing like all the tests.
Okay. And again, with the 62, I need some help on this one. And I'm hoping someone can help me out with this. There's a guy by the name of Chris Cornell. He is a very, very famous rock star. He did alternative music and grunge, but he's very popular and very, very famous. And I did his numbers, and I don't know much about who he was as a person. I wasn't a fan. I was into neo soul and hip hop, so I really never listened to his music. I'm asking for a little bit of help because I got the numbers for this guy, and they almost don't make sense because it's the craziest decode I've had to do with looking at a person's numbers and where the 62 lies. And since I've been doing this, I've done Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Donald Trump. I've done everyone's number is easily visible. But out of everybody who was marked the most, I haven't seen anyone get marked more than this guy, Chris Cornell. He got marked more than Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, which is crazy. But just a little bit of information for those. If you're a Chris Cornell fan, reach out to me so I can understand more about his music and so forth. What you may not know is that him and Kobe Bryant, they both died on the same exact day. And just coincidentally, both of them had 13-year-old daughters because they have to, this is part of their madness in their wizardry and their casting. When they do this, they make sure that they kill a person when their child is 13 years old. But if anyone could get in contact with me in reference to Chris Cornell, it would be great because I have not. He's a big he. He's very important in something. He plays a role far larger than I could imagine because I didn't think anybody was more wanted than OJ and Bill Cosby. Well, he has more markings and he's been marked to death by, I found at least 50 different 62s of the guy. They place a 62 on him anytime, every time they can, even though it doesn't matter. He's a big fish. So if anyone can enlighten me a little bit and give us information about him, about who he truly was, and what made him so dangerous, I would appreciate it. I've been doing research, but it still hasn't given me the spirit. I still don't feel like I got the spirit of who he was as a person. So if you're a fan, just know that his murder was of large importance. I haven't seen anyone who's been marked more than this guy. Right?
Do you know the video?
The
video you showed me with the Tesla trucks failing at every test.
I don't know. I'm sorry. While you're looking, I can look for you while you're talking.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I was on here trying to find this video. Santana's going to find it for me because we were just watching it the other day. Not that I didn't know, but I thought it was hilarious to watch this truck not being able to do anything. Carol said Chris Cornell CC equals 33. Yeah, you guys, I'm going to find this video because, like I said, not only is this truck hideous, and let's just take a moment just for that little part right there. These people are so unimaginative. You know, first of all, they're already stealing someone else's technology, someone else's idea, or anything like that. But they can't even be creative enough to steal it and make it look like it's their own or better or anything. Like the design of the Tesla truck is just hideous. It is not an attractive car. It's not an attractive car. And like I said, it's failed every test. I know TikTok will have some stuff on here. Let me look on here.
You have a whole bunch of them.
Because, oh, you found it? Can you email it to me, please?
It's a couple. I'll send all of them to you.
Okay. But let me pull this up, guys. Because this is crazy. And you see everybody's blowing up and setting their Teslas on fire because it's a piece of trash. Can't climb mountains. I mean, it's just all of the selling points that this truck was made for, it does not do. It does not do. All right, let's see here. Let's share this. Let's see here. Okay. It recalls more than 46,000 Cybertrucks because trim panel keeps falling off. Okay. Here's the Tesla truck fully submerged. Now, understand this truck's selling point was the fact that it floats in the water. Okay. So let's see how it did. It was fully submerged in the water. All right, you guys gonna get to it? Look at all that water. That's not supposed to happen, guys. This car is supposed to be like a boat. You're supposed to be able to take it in the water. That was one of the biggest selling points. Now, let me show you. I saw another one. What is this? When your Cybertruck, hold on, when your Cybertruck thinks it's a mountain goat. Oops, wrong thing.
I just sent you 3 of them.
Okay, stuck Cybertruck. The Cybertruck is stuck there in like water. It's stuck. Let's see, Santana sent me something. Let's see what he sent me. It's a total piece of shit. And as you can see, he's having to give it away. And that's the other thing. We have our president literally trying to sell Teslas at the White House. I mean, that's not a conflict of interest at all, right? You know? And I mean, who's more of like a sleazy used car salesman more than Donald Trump? I mean, he is the essence of sleazy car salesman. Like, he's exactly who you think of. He's exactly who you think of. Let's see here. Let's get rid of this. Okay. All right. Let's see what Santana has for me. Sorry, I got a lot of windows open, guys. I'm trying to pull this up. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Can y'all hear that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this car is not performing. It literally just broke down. Okay. We got another one. Hold on. Santana sent me a few of them so you guys can see. This is what I've been doing. I just been laughing. I don't know why.
Turns out my Tesla is less Roadrunner, more Wile E. Coyote. Wow! I'm gonna try and trick my Tesla's autopilot into running through this Wile E. Coyote painted brick wall. Because unlike other cars that use sensors like radar or LiDAR to see, Teslas famously only rely on simple optical cameras for its autopilot. A human driver, while that sort of looks image processing in our brain is advanced enough, we pick up the minor visual inconsistencies we wouldn't hit. And then a LiDAR will of course stop because it's using a point cloud that detects a wall without seeing the painted image at all. So while my clever ruse is no match for a radar sensor, question is, can I trick my Tesla into running straight through that wall? Well, as a firm believer in the scientific method, there's only one way to find out. Turns out my Tesla is less Roadrunner, more
All right. So let's look at the other one he sent me. Sorry guys, my computer's moving super slow. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Should we try them?
Sorry? Okay. It didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
It didn't go through.
Try that one? Really? Okay.
It's supposed to bounce
Sure.
right off.
Oh man, it didn't go through.
It didn't go through.
All right.
But this isn't even like the best one. No, I saw a Hummer.
It failed.
Yeah, I saw a Hummer.
Even the model failed.
and
Damn.
Tesla truck climb hill. It was hilarious. Let's see if I can find it. Hummer disrespected the Cybertruck on steep hill. Here you go.
The Tesla Cybertruck faced off against a Hummer in climbing a steep hill. The Tesla went first, accelerating hard but stopping halfway, forcing the driver to back down. The Hummer's driver decided to absolutely disrespect the Tesla by first approaching it head-on and then climbing the hill in reverse, completely humiliating it.
Now that's the truck.
Do you think this
That's
is
what
real
my
or
Australian
fake?
people
The
know.
Tesla Cybertruck faced off against a Hummer in climbing a steep hill. The Tesla went first, accelerating hard but stopping halfway, forcing the driver to back down. The Hummer's driver decided to absolutely disrespect the Tesla by first approaching it head-on and then climbing the hill in reverse, completely humiliating it.
10 years for this truck to do with the Hummer.
Do you think this is real or fake?
For many
Tesla
years. I can't help myself but laugh at that man and all of his fraudulent activities that he is pushing, and he's pretending that he's crying and all of this ridiculous stuff. I'm just like so over it. It's laughable to me. It's very funny to me because it's so ludicrous. It's so outrageous. But yeah, man, it's a very, very weird world that we live in right now. And as long as everybody just keeps their wits about them, just keep your wits about you. We're gonna get through this, y'all. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna prevail through this, but just make sure that remember anything that you are seeing on the television is a lie. They want you to see it. So anything that's on the television, they want you to see. You know, that's why they only have 12 people watching this video right now, because they don't want people to see this.
You can't even comment.
You can't even comment on my page. I have people that have to email me because they can't leave comments on my videos. So I just really wanted to just hammer home that, you know, you guys are doing great. I know you may not feel like it because everybody feels something's happening. Everybody can feel it. I'm seeing countless videos of people saying they're just waiting for whatever this thing is to just drop and just happen. Um, but we're just waiting. That is the version we get. There's probably a much better. I don't think so, Carol. I don't think the thing about it is historically these people are never successful because it's not like the real people, because they kill the people who have the actual intelligence, because those people would actually move humanity forward. So they don't want them around. So their egos make them believe that they'll be able to break down whatever intelligence they had, and they don't need them anymore as long as they have the patent or as long as they have the instructions how to do it. They're complete idiots. I mean, you've got Elon Musk, old employee, saying that he would make them work out equations that were wrong. Many people would tell him that this is not correct, and he did not care. He would still try to tell them to work it out as if it was going to ever be right. He's a buffoon. So me personally, I don't think that there's a better version. I don't think so. And if there is a better version, it's not a Tesla. It's not his. He has nothing to do with the better version of that car. I can assure you, he doesn't have it. It's not him. Shout out Tooth Fairy Bear. Is it because unbreakable cars matter? Apparently unbreakable cars matter, because apparently that's what we need now. We need cars that can resist flamethrowers. I mean,
ask them, do they know that the third temple is built for the purpose of
I've gently touched on it, so maybe I shouldn't assume. Does everybody in this chat right now know that the third temple is to house the Antichrist? Y'all can just give me some yeses or no's, because I feel that it's common knowledge, and I feel like all of y'all know, but I just want to not make blanket statements, because I did assume that everybody knows that the third temple is for the Antichrist. But did you guys know that? And if you don't know it, would you like me to share the information with you so you can see that it is for the Antichrist? You guys let me know, because I know it. And once I found out, I pretty much knew exactly why they did everything that they are doing in Gaza. I mean, no. Okay, so I got one no. Okay. One no is enough for me to share so you can see that, yeah, like it's for the Antichrist. Let me pull up a good video for this, so I don't have to explain it. 1 second, guys. You guys keep giving me your responses, yes or no. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, because I'm not a know-it-all or anything like that. I unfortunately have to just do a lot of research and studying. And if you don't know that it's for the Antichrist, do you also know where is this temple? This temple is in Jerusalem. This temple is literally the whole reason that the war is going on over in Gaza. Santos and I did a show sometime last year, and I named it The Holy Wars. And we were showing, Santos was showing that he had predicted that something was going to happen in regards to Israel. Israel was going to do something on 9/23 of last year. Well, just about a week later, we had October 7th, when supposedly Hamas came over with paragliders, with lawnmowers, motors, and they came over and they attacked Israel. Well, we all know that Hamas was created by Israel. Hamas is paid for by Israel. and Hamas was trained by Israel. In 2014, matter of fact, I have a video. I did a short video. Let me see if I can find it for you. But in 2014, one of the Hamas commander leaders was captured by Israelis, and he was a hostage. And they didn't just, like keep him there to find out information about this terrorist organization or anything like that. They actually sent him to Malaysia in 2014 to learn how to build paraglides and how to drive them. Okay. The same vehicle that they used to attack Israel. Okay. All of that happened in 2014. And also, what also happened in 2014 was the first invasion in Ukraine. So it's like all a repeat from everything that happened in 2014 is all a repeat. It's all being repeated and it's playing out now. So they fake invaded Israel, so Israel would have a reason to bomb Palestine because Jerusalem is in Palestine. And that's where the third temple is. And they want to take down the temple that's there, the Muslim temple, Dome of the Rock. They want to take that one down so they can build the third temple that is literally going to house the Antichrist. Santana, find me a good video, a short video that I can play, because we do have one person that wasn't aware that it's for the Satan. It's all about jurisdiction. Well, I know you know all about that, Carol. I know you know all about that. I'm getting that video. And it's going to cause what?
Instant war. That's
that's what this whole thing is about, and that's what the video that Santos and I did. We were showing that this is the beginning of jihad, and there's also a painting that I've been working on by Basquiat that also shows it as well. So you have lots of people very, very excited about this third temple because people get such a hard on about prophecies being fulfilled that either they don't care that it's being noted to be the Antichrist, or maybe because they believe in the scriptures so much that they feel like it's got to happen because the Antichrist comes before Christ, whatever. But I also know that they do teach, the Jews do teach that basically Jesus Christ was like a black wizard. That's what they that's how they see him. So kind of looks like they are worshiping the devil. I mean, considering the fact that they want to get this temple built. So as soon as Santana sends me this video, I'm going to play it for you so you can see for yourself, and ask some questions. Ask some questions why someone would be so excited about this. But on top of that, they have the whole red heifers. Have you heard about the red heifer sacrifice? Because that has to be done before the third temple can be built, because they have to spill the blood of the red heifer. The red heifer has to be perfect, and it has to be between the ages of like 3 and 5 or something like that. And now the heifers are ready. They're ready to go. They're ready to do their sacrificing. But the thing that everybody keeps glossing over is the fact that they have sacrificed so many people during this process to get in there. I mean, they've got enough blood to build 5 more temples for all the bloodshed that they have done over there. And they're doing it right now. Like Israel and Palestine came to an agreement for a ceasefire, and Israel literally dropped a bomb like as they agreed and haven't stopped. And that's what's taking place. That's what's really happening while you're getting JFK files for a person that was killed more than 60 years ago. And we all know that the CIA and the FBI did it. And I even interviewed Lee Harvey Oswald's girlfriend at the time, Judith Van Baker. I did go to my live videos. You'll see I did an interview with her where she shows everything and she tells us the whole story and how Lee Harvey Oswald didn't do it. So the information is out there. Everyone knows that he didn't do it. Everyone knows that the FBI, our government, killed our president, but yet we're all getting super excited about files, redacted files, I must add. The files are redacted that they're giving you, that they've made you wait for almost 60 years for. The Epstein files are redacted that you were promised, that you still haven't gotten. They're going to issue it out in 6 batches. I wonder why 6. I wonder why 6. They're going to issue it out in 6 batches. And a better question is, well, what is it going to matter if we have the files or not? Because are we going to be able to press charges against the people that are in there? Or does it make more sense for the government that's giving us the files to, do something about all the people who they know are involved? Come on, guys. They're not going to do shit. That's why, because they're all involved. Let's see here. The side windows of the truck look like half coffins on their side. The truck is hideous. They're changing jurisdiction. All right, Carol, explain more. If you want to come up and explain a little bit more, I'd like to hear more about what you're talking about with the jurisdiction. Isn't the mosque in the way of building the temple? Yeah, that's why they want to go in there and destroy it.
And that's the beginning of jihad.
That's so scary. Our government kill our president. How did that happen? Where was Secret Service? Secret Service was part of it. Just like the Secret Service was a part of Trump's fake assassination, his staged assassination. That, like literally a week after, or maybe like a day after Trump supposedly got shot in his ear, that same one of those same Secret Service agents, the female, was escorting J.D. Vance, the vice president who had been elected already. So, I mean, come on.
I found it.
Okay, Santana found the video for me. Let me play this for you.
And this is for educational.
Yes, purposes. This is for educational purposes
and
only.
This is fair use.
Fair use, all of this stuff. Okay, oh, perfect. This is about the red heifer. Okay. Let me pull this up.
And give that channel credit for who they are.
Okay.
So, as fair use.
Okay, let me. All right, before I play this, let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, we have to learn to self-govern so we can tell the corporation we don't need their services anymore. Okay, all right. You guys let me know if you can hear this, okay? It's how long do I need to play? Because it's a 20-minute video.
They're gonna the first 4 minutes, maybe.
Okay,
less.
All right. So first off, let me just shout out Faith Sour Ministries. We want to make sure you get full credit for us sharing your video. We are not trying to steal your material, but you've done a very good job explaining what's happening. So that's why we wanted to show it. And I'm going to play this video for you guys now. Hopefully they don't knock my video off for playing it. And let's see.
It's for
fair
educational
use.
purposes.
The third temple is not just about Israel, guys. It's about
This is the final countdown.
And here's what people need to understand, guys. So this is happening right now.
But the truth is, the Bible makes it very clear. The third temple is the stage for the greatest deception in human history.
But before that happens, something needs to happen first, guys. The ashes of the red heifers must be restored for purification purposes for the temple.
Family, are you ready for this? Buckle up, because what we're about to tell you next is the greatest prophetic sign of our time.
Amen, Josh. And the red heifer, the temple, and the 6,000-year countdown, it's all converging now. The next section will prove beyond a doubt that we are in the final moments before the greatest event in human history. So stay with us, guys.
In a world on the brink of prophetic fulfillment, the temple plans are complete. The perfect red heifers stand ready. Whispers of ancient ashes from the time of Moses have surfaced once more. What if I told you the final countdown has already begun? That in 2025, a long-awaited sacrifice may ignite the rise of the third temple. And with it, the greatest deception in human history. The stage is set. World leaders are moving, and time is running out. Are witnessing the fulfillment of end-time prophecy right now? Stay tuned. What you're about to hear will change everything.
Everyone seeks to know the future, but are you prepared to face the present, embrace change, and unlock your potential? Welcome to the Shift Connection podcast.
Family, welcome back to the Shift Connection podcast. We're unrevealing a prophetic mystery today that has been hidden for thousands of years, but is now coming to full view. As you can see right over here, check out the thumbnail. You get an idea of what we're going to be talking about today. The preparations for the third temple, the long-awaited red heifers sacrifice, and how ancient ashes from the time of Moses may still exist today.
Wow, yeah, Chris, I could already feel the weight of this topic. You know, we're talking about theory. We're talking about real, tangible preparations happening in Israel right now. The Jewish leaders, the Temple Institute, and even government figures are positioning themselves to fulfill prophecy that will change the world forever.
And here's what people need to understand, guys. So this is happening right now. It's not happening. It's happening in April.
Yep.
Like literally. And the temple plans are also in motion with Trump being involved. And according to ancient traditions, a hidden container, check this out, a hidden container holding the original red heifer ashes from the times of Moses still exists today, Josh.
Well, it's like we're going back to the times in Leviticus. But Chris, you dropped a bombshell. You're telling me that the red heifer ashes from 3,000 years ago still exist somewhere?
They've been reserved for this moment, and they've been carried out through history, and they have them over there in Israel. And
Wow.
Man, the plan is setting in motion, Josh. There's an ancient tradition that states that every new red heifer sacrifice must be mixed with the ashes of the previous red heifers, going back to the very first ones burned by Moses.
Wow.
The question is, where are those ashes today? And could their discovery unlock the step towards a third temple, bro?
Wow. This is the final countdown. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worship, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God.
This is exactly where we need to break down something that most believers don't even know.
Yeah.
It is a global, the third temple is not just about Israel, guys. It's about global control.
You know, Chris, you're totally right about that. You know, most people think of the temple as a Jewish thing, but the truth is the Bible makes it very clear. The third temple is the stage for the greatest deception in human history.
Absolutely. The Antichrist will set himself up in the third temple, proclaiming himself to be God. But before that happens, something needs to happen first, guys. The ashes of the red heifers must be restored for purification purposes for the temple.
That actually brings us back to what.
All right, guys. So you just heard it, right? You just heard him say that the Antichrist is going to sit in the temple. So let me ask you this. If you didn't want the Antichrist to come, and have a house to come to, wouldn't you just not build it? Wouldn't you not build it if you don't worship and don't want the Antichrist to come? Wouldn't you just not build it? I mean, that's just me. That's just me. You guys tell me. But as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't build it, if I did not subscribe to the Antichrist. But look how excited everyone is for this to happen.
What you said earlier, where are the ashes of the red heifer?
This is where it starts getting crazy, because this confirms so much, right? If you know that the ashes are from the times of Moses and they're still here, doesn't that number one confirm the Bible that it's 100% true?
For sure.
Right? But this is where it gets crazy. According to the Mishnah, which is an ancient Jewish book The ashes of the previous red heifers were carefully preserved throughout history.
Oh, wow.
The Jewish rabbis have long believed that these ashes, guys, were hidden in a secure place, possibly beneath the Temple Mount or in a cave deep in Judean wilderness.
So you're telling me that somewhere in Israel today, there may be a container holding the ancient red heifer ashes?
I know the rumors are real, man, and I've been looking into this. Man, I'm telling you, a lot of people are talking about it because the information is leaked now.
Yeah.
And according to their tradition, when the time comes to rebuild the third temple, these ashes will be retrieved and mixed with the new red heifer sacrifice ashes to purify the priesthood and the holy altar for the construction of the third temple.
There's like a whole process to it. This kind of changes everything, I would say. If the original ashes still exist and the new heifers are ready, that means we are only one step away from seeing the temple rise.
Bro, it's all coming together. It's crazy. Now,
That's nuts, man.
This is why Jewish religious leaders are working tirelessly to make sure everything is prepared for the third temple. Here's what this is what's already in motion. Josh, check this out, guys. And research this, okay? Blueprints for the third temple, fully designed and ready to be built. Done.
Wow.
The golden menorah, priestly garments, and the temple vessels already created and in storage. Also, the Sanhedrin, reestablished and prepared to oversee temple services, Josh.
Yeah.
And now, the perfect red heifers are waiting to be sacrificed.
This is unreal. We're like actually seeing prophecy unfolding right now before our own eyes, right?
And the enemy knows that his time is short, brother.
Yeah.
That's why global forces are aligning to stop this from happening. The world is about to be shaken, Josh.
Yeah.
You remember how we spoke about the year we're in last podcast, 5,995?
Yep.
Guys, look how this is lining up.
So let me ask this question for our viewers who maybe didn't see the last show.
Sure.
Why now? Why is all this happening in 2025? And why the urgency?
Because 2025 may not just be the year of the red heifer sacrifice, it may be the final countdown before the Great Tribulation begins, guys.
Yeah.
So,
Numbers chapter 19, verse 2. This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, tell the children of Israel that they bring you a red heifer without blemish, in which there is no defect, and on which a yoke has never come.
Yes, man. Josh, we actually need to talk about the breaking news coming out of Israel. The 2025 red heifer sacrifice is being planned, guys, for this Passover in April.
Chris, this is absolutely wild. For those who don't understand, why is this sacrifice so important?
Because in order for the Jewish priest to begin offering sacrifices in the third temple, they must be ritually purified by the ashes of the red heifer, as we said previously. Yeah. Without this, the temple worship cannot actually begin.
Yep. Wait, so if this red heifer is sacrificed in 2025, that means we're literally months away from seeing the temple being activated.
Basically being activated. That's a good response. Not built, because it's going to take some time to build.
So I'll let you guys at your own time, and let me give you their channel again. And it's like Faith Sowers Ministry.
No, I
don't condone any of this stuff, but this is how openly this information. As you can see, the blueprint. The blueprints have already been done. So it's all in motion, and they have it planned. Have the date scheduled for October of this year in April.
It's for the devil.
And we know that this place, the Antichrist will come and be housed there. Let's see. Priesthood. I doubt the Muslims allow the destruction of their mosque. Well, I mean, you say that, right? But we can't even get the Muslims to stop them from killing the Muslims, right? So it's almost like everybody's kind of playing a part in this, because Iran, Saudi Arabia, they could have ended this savagery that's going on
Not
over in
Iran.
Palestine.
Saudi Arabia could have, not Iran.
Well, I'm just saying collectively, all of
Saudi
these
Arabia by
countries.
itself.
Because say Santana, he wants to acknowledge that Saudi Arabia alone could have ended the war that's going on. I was naming the other countries because there are other Muslim countries that could have gotten involved that have not gotten involved. You know what I mean? And they are killing a lot of people. They're doing it up until this moment right now. And they haven't. So, you know, whereas though I would think that the Muslims would stop this from happening, it just seems like everybody's, you know, going in lockstep, you know, with everything, all of these plans. It's pretty much disheartening to watch. Let's see. Let me look at your comment, Carol. When you're in court and the judge calls your name and you answer here, you've just gone under the corporation's jurisdiction, which gives them the right to ward over you. Yeah, I just was watching a video. I cannot remember her name, the person who was speaking, but she was a Moor, and she was speaking to this language that you were saying, that, you know, when we go to courts, we're walking into their domain, and we have to speak as a sovereign person, if you are a sovereign or if you are Moorish. So it's a whole science behind that. And in fact, even in that explanation of how law really works, she was explaining that the Bible is a science book. It's all science. It's all coded. It's the study of the movement of the sun. Helio. She broke it down. Biblio. She broke it down. If I could find that video, that would be a good video for you guys to see really quickly. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on, because it's worth you guys. I just saw this the other day. Let me see if I can find this for you. She's speaking to what you're talking about. She's speaking to what you're talking about, Carol. Here we go. Now let me see if I can get to the part before I play it for you guys, because it's a really good video. Okay. I think this is a good place to start. I thought it was towards the end.
That was the part about this being time.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get to the part. Hold on. I'm going to let Santana jump on really fast while I try to find the part for you.
No, I appreciate everybody who's on here right now, because me and Ariel are talking about it, and a lot of times our discussions become because we have a lot of thoughts that are similar. But we're trying to find out the normal, common people. I don't know if we're so isolated that we don't. But is everyone aware that the purpose of building third temple is to welcome the Antichrist? And it's like, we were thinking that everybody knew that. It's common knowledge that they're building the third temple to welcome the Antichrist. So if you're building a temple to welcome Antichrist, does that not make you a follower of Satan? I mean, I don't want to oversimplify it, but you're welcoming the Antichrist. You know, you can do something else if you're not welcoming. You can just welcome Christ, but for this group of people to specifically build a temple to welcome in the Antichrist, and knowing this full well, lets you know that they are in league with the Antichrist. That's my opinion. If you have a different or thought process, please share it with me. There you go.
I'm still trying to find it. I'm trying to get to the point.
Well, I wasn't prepared. So I didn't have anything prepared, except anybody who knows what's going on. who knows him well and has a spirituality. Okay, check it out. He's not. I have him on each video I show him. I have the article where if you want to find out what the event that marked death, you can look in Wikipedia and look under the numbers in this particular article. I'm going to do a video of it, but before I do the video, I'll just tell you but just remember, in Kobe Bryant got in the exact same day, and both of them had 13 days at the time, and it was marked as but I just don't know enough about the characters to make everything make sense. I have an answer. Right. I have an answer. But really clearly, basically, answer wrong division. And if someone can tell me about music, we will be first. That'll sort of but I have a reason to remember this and all that stuff. I already have the answer. It just really.
Okay, I got it. All right, guys, I got it. Okay, so she's about to break down what law really is. Carol, you're going to love this. Forgive me if you already are familiar with her and know her work, but it speaks to exactly what you were saying. Let's see here. Queen Balara. That's her name. All right.
Law is based upon the science of astrology, astrologic. Don't let anybody ever tell you that astrology is for entertainment purposes. It is the science that rules. It is the science that governs. As I said to you, what all law is, all law. All law. Do we praise the law? Absolutely. Do we praise Christ? Absolutely, because what, not who, what is Christ? Christ is the great I am. And if you know what Islam means, let me tell you this. I, self, law, am master. I am the master of my own fate. I am all law. All right? When you walk into the courtroom and you know these things, trust me, you get a different result. When they ask you your name, you never say, my name is. That's a label. What do you say? I am. I am. You never swear on the Bible. You affirm. You affirm on the Bible. And as Sister Thanai here said to me, oh, they try to trick you. They'll say, do you swear or affirm? No. You just say, I affirm. Because what? I am. And who you are. And that's your status. And nobody can compete with that. Nobody can take that from you. And no matter what paperwork you submit to a court, what is the most important thing is when you walk into a courtroom and you speak the law. And when you speak the law in a courtroom, guess what? You speak it into existence. Because a thought is an activity. It's real. It may not be something you can touch, but as soon as that thought transpires into a word, it becomes a spell. That's why they call it spelling. You get it? Now, law is based upon the zodiac. Now, when you walk into a courtroom, there's all kinds of things going on. There's sacred geometry going on in the courtroom. In fact, the courtroom is set up according to sacred geometry. All right? And here's what happens when you're in there. judge is at the top of the triangle. Got it? When you walk in there, and as I had shared in another class, to deal with marriage, it's the same thing. And I'm going to talk about that also in a minute. You walk in there, and when you appear, never tell the court that you are appearing. Look in the law dictionary and find out the definition of appear. Never do that. You go into the courtroom, you make a what? A special appearance. Not general. That will get you in trouble every time if you appear in a courtroom. And all of these little nuances, they know these things. And they are put there to trap you who don't know. So when you walk in there and you're on your square, being on your square means to know these things and not to walk in the courtroom uncomfortable. Because when you know them, you have no reason not to come to court, do you? You want to be there because you want to make a special appearance to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. Why? Because of the lack of status. And once jurisdiction is challenged, it must be proven for the record. It must be proven for the record before the court can proceed. Do you understand? The judge must come with his nationality papers. He must come with the flag of the country, not the nation state that he represents. That United States flag with the 50 stars, which now should be 48 because there are only 48 states. Did y'all know that? 2 of them dropped out. Hawaii and Alaska are no longer states. Did y'all know that? They're no longer states. They're no longer states. The treaty was up. They got out. All right? I'm kind of going through a lot of things right now, and okay. All right. The law is used by people in their proper person. When you walk into the courtroom, you should always have your paperwork precede you. Don't walk in there without first having submitted some document to the court to let them know that, yes, I'm coming. And look at the law dictionary and look up the definition of come. It's different than appear. Now, you can come to the courtroom, all right, and make a special appearance. You understand? Never they get the subpoena or whatever it is in the newspaper, and don't believe all this other stuff where they tell you don't go to court if you get these papers, because they will put a manhunt out for you, and you do not need that. And there's no reason for you not to go. You should go. You should go, and the more of us that do go and challenge the jurisdiction and let them see we're not scared because we're standing on the square, they will stop calling you court. All right? Because the people who operate in their proper person, and the more and more of us that go in there operating in our proper person, they're going to begin to see the game is up. The secret's out. We can't do this anymore. All right? Justice died upon the cross. What does that mean? I'm no artist. That is the cardinal points of the zodiac. Cardinal, as in Catholic Church, cardinal. They are your deacons of the zodiac. Deacons, as in the Christian church. They are your cardinal points. And they apply to everything you do. Who you are, your character, everything that surrounds you, your environment, the country where you live, everything is affected by the different signs of the zodiac. When justice died on the cross, here's what happened. That's our solar system, and that's the sun in the middle. And that's Earth, the third rock from the sun, which is its planetary position. That's not its name. And its planetary position will be changing, is changing every day, and it's speeding up and getting closer and closer to the sun until it will occupy the second position, rock from the sun. This is the natural life cycle of a planet. And all the planets are coming in, and then more planets are being created out further beyond Pluto. So what they call the greenhouse effect is the natural heating up of the planet. And all those who cannot meet the heat requirement as the planet heats up will be eliminated from the planet. This is the science of the zodiac. Now, just like we have the zodiac, which I just showed you, based upon what is called the geocentric form of astrology. Geocentric because it's centered based on the Earth as its center point. Then there's the heliocentric form of astrology, which is based upon the sun being the center. Sun is helio, Earth is geo. Everybody understand that? Now, just like we have our signs applied to the Earth here, the sun also has its center point here. Everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that our entire solar system is spinning around the Milky Way? The Earth spins on its axis, the moon spins on, right? Spins around, well, let me back up. The moon doesn't spin around the Earth like they told you, but the moon does have a cycle. Now, the Earth spins on its axis, and the Earth spins around the sun. The sun spins on its axis, and this entire solar system spins around the Milky Way. Everybody understand that? That's basic, right? Very basic. Now, check this out. It takes the sun 26,000 years to make one revolution around the Milky Way. Everybody understand that? This is science here. I'm not trying to make up stuff just to lie to you, okay? And all of this, believe it or not, is relative to law. That's why I'm explaining it to you, all right? And the subject is justice died upon the cross. So coming back to that, but I have to give you this information first so you'll understand. 26,000 years for the sun to make one journey around the Milky Way, all right? If we divide that by 12, why are we dividing it by 12? There are 12 signs of the zodiac, all right? Now, we divide it by 12, this is the number. (2,166 years. So, our solar system spins 2,166 years in one sign. We just left the age of Pisces. An age is equal to 2,166 years. Now, you've heard the term, an age, but nobody ever thought about it. We say, for ages, what's an age equal to? Mathematically, it's equal to 2,166 years. Got it? Now, we just entered the age of Aquarius. All right, 2,166 is represented here. See that? So each one, right, has a time frame of 2,166. Everybody understand that? Here's what happens. I don't need to write all of them, right? You all understand the point. We just left the age of Pisces, which was, or an eon. Age and an eon are equal to 2,166 years. Now, we just left the age of Pisces, which is represented by what we know as Jesus. This is why Jesus is represented by the sign of the fish. It's over. The age of Pisces is over. All right? Not to come around again until we go through all of the other 11 signs of the zodiac. Now we're in the age of Aquarius. What does that mean? Justice, and any Mason will tell you, if he can unravel the allegory, is Jesus. Jesus was born. Why? Because what's the opposite of Pisces? Jesus was born of a virgin mother. Virgo is the virgin. Virgo is the virgin, right? Who in here is Virgo? Anybody? Virgo is the virgin, right? Okay. So Jesus was born of the virgin mother, Virgo. Got it? All of this stuff in the Bible, because understand that the Bible is not a religious book. The Quran is not a religious book. They are science books. Biblios Heliotech is the Bible. It's the full Latin name of the Bible. It is the science. It's an elementary science when words are concerned. It's the science of the study of the cycle of the sun. Helio meaning study, meaning sun. Biblios meaning record of. Y'all understand? The Quran, chronology, maxima, the great chronology. The Quran is the great chronology of the science and the study of the asteroid, of the astral plane. You understand? Okay, so justice died on the cross. Here's what happened. Those that we call Europeans or Albions, ruled during the age of Pisces. So when we say the time is up, we're not just saying this by conjecture. We're saying this because the time, the 2,166 years that they had is over. I'm not saying this because I have any bias against them or any of that. This is the science of it, and they know it. The problem is our people are not ready for it. How can justice return under the age of Aquarius if we're not ready? The age of Aquarius demands information. It is the technology age Aquarius is. Aquarius demands answers. Our youth demand answers. They demand the truth. They demand this truth because they cannot proceed and lead the world without this knowledge. They cannot do it. They cannot do this without the understanding of the zodiac, which is this. Zodiacus is the ancient name of the term zodiac. Zodiacus implies the first woman. Who is this? Womb man. We are man with a womb. That's who we are. No spirit can enter this plane without the agreement of a womb man. Period. We are the vehicle. We have a covenant with the cosmos where we agree to bring those spirits, which we call monads, from the astral plane and summon them to this physical plane. And it is only through the womb man that they can leave, exit, and then reposition themselves in another plane. All of this relevant to all law. Now, this is why when the brother talked about getting our land back, I know this issue very well. I fight this fight every day on top of all my other duties and responsibilities and everything else that I do. So when we talk about justice returns under the age of Aquarius, this is why when we walk into a courtroom and we understand that the court, as I explained to a class just recently, a court is also a corporation. They don't hide that from you. They put it right on the seal, right behind the judge. And they tell you that this court was incorporated in 1878, whatever it is. This court was incorporated, and what words do they use? Founded. So when you see the word founded, and you see the word established in, it already tells you that they're a corporation. Understand? And anybody who owns a corporation does what? Own a slave. Because a corporation is a slave holder. Understand? Now, let's talk about the issues that come up in court. How am I with time, Noah? All right.
I'm gonna play a couple more minutes, y'all.
The point I want to make real quick, relative to going to court and getting land back and all these issues and all these injustices that have been done to us, when we participate in organizations that take us off our square, that adds to the chaos and the confusion. So it's better not to join anything at all and just be yourself if you're not going to be a Moor. But even if you're going to be a Moor, understand that sovereignty is an individual thing. Don't go into court talking about, I belong to such and such organization. And be clear about that, because as soon as you say an association, an organization, a business, a firm, a corporation, you're talking about slavery. And they love that language, because you're putting yourself right in their jurisdiction as soon as you say it. But you go in there and say, I am. Well, what organization do you belong to? Well, none. They do not know how to deal with you. But as soon as you say corporation, because they're a corporation and they speak the corporate language and they have corporate policy, they'll love you to say that. So the first thing they're going to do is, how are we going to get some money? All right? Because that's the name of the game, money. Now, let's talk about who they are, why they exist, these courts. First of all, we know they're not really courts. We know they're colorable. They know they're colorable. They have to be colorable because they're dealing with colorable people, right? If we choose not to be colorable, we don't belong in there. So, the court is this. Just like the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, just like the Bar Association, just like the United States of America, they are this. They are a private non-profit corporation. If you get some mail that belongs to me, do you go and show up and say you're me? No, you can't do that. So if a private non-profit corporation sends you a document and you have no contract with them, why should you go up and debate the contract? Because if you don't have a contract, right? If you don't have a contract, you don't have a contract. It's as simple as that. You don't need to go there and say all that. Just say, because here's my status and this and that and the other, right? Don't go in there trying to debate whether you owe money on the contract or not, the bill was too high and all that. And I'm not saying that because of what you said. Understand that. If you don't have the contract, why are you discussing the bill? It doesn't make sense, does it? First, you have to have a contract. So the first thing you need to understand when you walk in there, I don't care what the issue is. Here's the question. And I write things down, specific things I write down, because when I write them down, I'm spelling, understand? Do we have a contract? If I rescind my birth certificate, do I agree to belong to the corporate ward state that calls itself the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which is a private non-profit corporation? If I don't have a birth certificate with you, what agreement do we have that you should summon me to answer anything? Right? If I don't have an agreement with the parking authority, which I don't, do they have the right to send me a bill saying that I owe them for a parking ticket? It's ludicrous. Now, the thing to say is, if you don't have the contract, you have certain rights, and you need to exercise those rights. And there are codes even that are there, and laws that are there to protect you if you don't have a contract with somebody and they're trying to make you adhere to a contract. I don't care what kind of contract it is. If you don't have a driver's license and they pull you over, the first thing you need to say is, I don't have a contract. They may still give you the ticket, but But understand that if there are other things which I already explained in the language of silence, which because we are amongst non-Moors tonight, I will not show you. However, there's a language of silence that you can speak to these people and they will not bother you. You can trust me on that. However, if you are not comfortable and you happen to get off your square and you get the ticket and have to go to court, that's the first thing you have to say. I don't have a contract. And all of these courts, because they are corporations, the only type of policy they can deal with is contract policy, not contract law, contract policy. So the first thing you must ask is what? Do we have a contract? And if the answer is no, then I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion. You are violating my rights. It's as simple as that. You have no other reason to be there. Does that make sense?
Okay, guys, it right there. But Carol, I kind of figured that you had been already following her. But it's a lot of information out there, guys. And let me show you this channel as well. Let me give you your props to Keyshawn, Cassie. Please, if you want to find any more information about this, you can go on this channel and, you know, learn more about law and all of those things. I have my own opinion about that. I mean, this thing, I know what I know right now is this thing has to completely break down. And that's what you're all witnessing right now. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because this is breaking down, and they're breaking it down on purpose. And you just got to keep your wits about yourself, and you will be fine. You'll make it through. And then once a proper system is in place, we will be able to utilize them the way that they were intended to be used. I'm going to kind of go through you guys' comments a little bit, and then I'm going to shut it down because I got to go cook din. I know you guys hear my kids in the background. Good. Carol's been dropping knowledge the whole time. I appreciate you, Carol, so much. I appreciate all of you for being here. Anybody who has taken their time and decided to share it with me, I really appreciate that. I do try to make sure that any of the times that we do engage with each other, it is meaningful, and hopefully you can share these videos and maybe possibly help someone if they need something cleared up. We've covered a couple of things that I think that we shared some good information today that could be useful for people who may not know what's going on and why things look the way that they do. Let's see here. And since fraud is being exposed, that nullifies any contract voided on the spot. That's what it's about. All of this, we are walking into the clean slate era. Everything is about to be wiped clean. Now, it sounds really good, and it is a good thing, but it is also a very uncomfortable thing as well. Okay, it's not going to be lemon drops and gumdrops along the way. It's going to be kind of tricky. You know, we just got to roll with it. Like I said, keep your wits about yourself, and you're going to be fine. You know, remember to try to just be as kind as you can. Kindness is going to be the most valuable currency. In fact, it's probably going to be the only currency that we have for a while. So I am asking everybody to amp that up and, you know, consider things maybe that you haven't considered before. The consciousness is happening because the third temple is being in place. There is something to look forward to, because what we know that the Antichrist comes first, and then Christ consciousness comes following after. So we do have something to be rejoiceful for and grateful for. Unfortunately, like I said, it's not going to be fun on the road that we have ahead of us. But like I said, keep kindness in your heart, keep open eyes, and you'll pull through. You'll be favored. But like I said, I want to thank everybody for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. I really hope that the information that we shared today was beneficial to you in any kind of way. And if nobody has told you, we love you and we are so proud of you for not falling for the bait. And with that said, I am out of here.